Okay, I have a few things to cover. I'm not sure exactly where to begin, so I'll just start and see where it takes me. Um, Lately, Spirit's been telling me that uh, the water that I'm seeing above us is actually our dreams, and they were describing it to me as being frozen water, frozen dreams, because the construct that we live in seems to take us away from what it is we truly want to do, or it distracts us, or makes us think that we can't do that, and that's simply not true. Recently, they have moved me out of that realm and into the realm of possibility instead of probability. They said it's very important that you try to look at the possibilities because that's what's actually real. And the changes that I have made, just to share it with you, is I was in the military for 11 years. I went to the military when I was 20. I've deployed 3 times. I am now almost 31. And this summer, June 28th was my last day in the military. I decided to get out because I felt like it was starting to affect me in sort of a negative way. It seemed every time I got back from deployment, I would have a lot to go through personally to get out of that mindset. And it's not a negative thing because it definitely built my character and made me much stronger and more capable to understand and cope with things, and also with people and different personalities, and also to realize a lot about myself. So I made that change. It was a big change, and I'm very happy of that change. And then I got back this last time. Um, it was August of last year, and I lost my train of thought again. um, how the heck was I going with that? Um, I have no idea. Okay, let's just move on then. So, okay, I remember now. So, you know, once I finally got out of that rut that I was in, which was after I finally got out of the military this summer, my family and a couple friends were like, okay, well, what are you gonna do now? A lot of family members were saying, you should, you're gonna start school. I mean, it seems like so much of the construct is like you gotta go to school, you gotta get a degree. It's the only way you're gonna be successful. And I've been trying to get this degree since I was 17, but it seems like all these, not interruptions, I mean distractions. Deployment and moving from here to here to here, going to different units in the military, and it's like I just kept putting off the schooling. But looking back on it, I think it was really good because I sort of matured in between the time that I would go back to school, and I could actually absorb more simply because I had like real world application to it now. So when my family was saying, "Are you gonna go back to school?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I restarted going to UConn, and that was just August 25th was my first day this year back at UConn. And within 2 to 3 weeks, I realized, and I'm not saying this is everybody's answer, I'm just saying this is mine, is that I got so into researching things on my own and into, Spirit really started talking to me and talking through me. And I found myself being like only, like a couple minutes late for every class because I would lose time because I was so into what I was doing and so into like learning more. And I felt like I was learning more in an hour of my own time because I was so passionate and loved this so much that even when I was in class, I would hear what the teacher was saying and what we're learning, and I would literally apply all of that as if it was a special message to help me further in what I'm doing now. And in that moment, I realized that what the route that I personally need to take in order to get to what dreams that I truly, really want in my heart, I'm not going to get it through that old construct. Now, I'm not saying that that's everyone's answer. You know, I think the education system needs a serious revamp on what is really important to be learning. But, you know, for now, Spirit was like, what do you want? Think about what you really, really want and what really drives you, what really moves you. And I was like, this moves me. And they said, okay, now think about what you need to do to not distract you from doing that. And I was like, whoa, you're talking some scary stuff. And they're like, well, you know, sometimes it is a little scary to just leap, to take that huge leap away from everything you know and delve into, you know, what's real and what's true and what feels good in your heart. Because it's been so long since we've really done that as a whole community, as a planet, for humankind. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take that scary first step. So a week ago, I finally made that change, and I, withdrew my attendance to UConn, and I've been doing this all day, every day, along with lots of physical activity. Well, I gotta be honest with you, I just realized the physical activity part last night. I love being active. It's something that I personally love to do. It makes me very happy. Physically, mentally, I feel like it sort of just lets me let go of everything. I mean, some people it's like, playing the guitar or like drawing, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's whatever gets you out of this world and brings you into the world where you're so absorbed and love what you're doing so much that you don't even know if someone's talking to you, right? They're literally snapping right here, and you are so there. That's what we need to move back to, that moment where you're just lost, but you are totally found in this moment. So they were telling me that I gotta refine that part of myself. I have to remember what it is that really makes me happy, and I need to do that. And they told me that my mind, your mind and your body all need to be conditioned. That's the way your heart can really speak out. Is that you have to condition the two. And they said that because for the past probably month, I've been delving so far into the intellectual side of this. I've probably added 20 more pages of notes of things that I've been researching since probably 2 days ago, and they said we realize you love it. We know you love it, and that's awesome that you love it. But you have to remember that you're conditioning your mind more than your body now. There has to be a balance. If you're going to be moving this fast with information into your mind and using your mind, then you need to counterbalance that by taking your physical body outside, and you need to be really physically active, because when the two are not balanced, it tends to you tend to have a breakdown in your body. So if you're going to do so much with your physical body, then you got to relax the body a bit and balance the other tools that you have. And then in that way, you start to become extremely balanced and centered within yourself. And almost everything you do is like a meditation because you're just so centered. So that's what I personally realized just since last night. And I thought I would share that. And I'm not saying that my route is that's the end all be all route. That's just something that I noticed. So it's like everyone needs to take their their own individual loves into account and apply, you know, that kind of balance in your life. And they said it will turn into, you know, you have to stay the course. You gotta be confident and feel and be stronger in your convictions. You know, if this is what you love, then love it. and go full bore, and you love that, and you go for it. And don't let anybody tell you that it's not enough, that it's it's immature, or it's, you know, if it's what you love, then do it. Just do it. Don't think about it. Do it. Or, I mean, you know, okay, you can think about it. I'm not saying don't use your brain, but it's like, you know, once you've thought it and you're not sure how to get there, you know, it's like a lot of times I see my destination. I was like, in my heart, I know that that's probably what's going to happen. But if I don't know exactly how, when, anything like that, I just let it go, because I know it's going to happen. I already can feel it. And I just keep doing what it is that I'm doing. And in that sense, you sort of start manifesting it, because it's you know, it's in your mind, it's in your heart, you know it's there. So just keep doing what you're doing, and have like an indirect focus to it. And then eventually that's going to come to the forefront, and it's going to become your direct focus. But in the right time, when it's, you know, when it's ready to be completely exposed. So that's some advice that I have. What else we got here? You know, maybe I should start another video. I should probably start another video, because this one might be kind of long. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, let me just add one more thing to that frozen dreams in the sky thing that I started with. They said a lot of the information that I'm being given is symbolic. Yes, it's like a dream. It's both symbolic, and they said it's actual reality too. So when they say, like, you know, go to the place that breathes and moves, you know, I kind of think of Earth as like us. Like, we are the Earth, and we are also each other. So when I think breathes and moves, I think of pretty much everything. And since I've been focusing so much on, like, the sky and how it looks like water, and how then they were telling me that it's actually our dreams, but then they said it was frozen dreams. And when they say frozen, to me it means that we're... I think I already just said this. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I guess I'm just trying to get to where I'm going. Since we're not grabbing those dreams on a large scale, it's becoming frozen, because it's not breathing and it's not moving. When things don't breathe and move, what happens? You know, it freezes, or it becomes like a stagnant pond water, and it creates bacteria. And I'm not saying bacteria. I'm not trying to be negative. There's other ways to look at this, and it's like, we know that things that are negative can come from being stagnant. That's really the main point, is that things expressed in nature are also expressed in everything else. And if we don't grab those dreams on a large scale, they were telling me that it all becomes frozen. All our dreams become frozen above us, like stained glass, you know, like all the negative thoughts that we tend to claim as our own, saying you can't do this, or that's not possible, or, you know, the things that sort of send us away from what we really, really love. They tend to be, you know, it creates like a stain, like a slash on your heart. and it can be, and it's expressed in actuality as well, like the tangible things, the things you can see, feel, all the sensory stuff. And so basically it's just going to be frozen above us. And they told me something, and I'm not entirely sure what it means just yet, but I'll share it with you. They said when the moon hits the backdrop, it all comes crashing down. Um, a little back history. When I look at the moon, it looks kind of like Earth. I mean, it looks like a reflection of Earth. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. But the fact that I see it as a reflection of us, viewed from far away, it's almost like we are coming towards ourselves. We are coming closer to ourselves and finding ourselves. And so I guess that's like a tangible way for me to understand what I'm being told. And when they said the backdrop, when the moon hits the backdrop, I talked about how I think the sky is an LCD screen. Well, that's what they told me. And then it's like, once they told me that, it sort of opened my mind up to to be able to actually visually see it. So when they say that the moon's gonna hit the backdrop, that to me is like, we are piercing the veil. Like, we are actually uncovering things. It's not like some other being is doing this for us. They are helping and assisting us in finding ourselves. We are helping each other find ourselves. Okay, and it says it all comes crashing down. Now, when I think of that, I think of how I said it, dreams get frozen, so the water is frozen. So if you could think of like a sheet, like, you know how in the ocean it freezes, but not the whole ocean freezes, just that one layer, right? So if you think of it like a dome or like a sheet that covers, that floats on top of the atmosphere, like above us. Well, what I'm seeing, it's like that layer is being frozen because we're just not staying in the place that breathes and moves. We got to follow our hearts and grab those dreams, no matter how crazy or difficult it seems. Start at one point and just, one foot in front of the other, just one day at a time. Yeah. So kind of what I'm getting from this is that it's one thing to know something. It's one thing to read it or to hear it. It's another thing to apply it. It's like too much talk and not enough action. You need to make what you know a reality, what you love a reality. And the best way you're going to do that is by taking action. And for all the things you're not sure about, just, let it sizzle. It'll get there, but do what you can in the moment to make it happen. I'm not saying do everything, because the universe works with you and through you. So, just do what you can, and know that the rest is coming, and just consistently do what you can to reach your goal and your dream. Start little, and it'll get bigger. So it's like we are getting really, really close to ourselves. We're getting close to really figuring out who we are. And when that happens, I feel like I can describe this to you in a tangible way. Say the moon is really just us. So we are meeting ourselves face to face. So it's like we're actually getting closer. And once we get close enough to that veil of these dreams, this veil of dreams that we're not grabbing, so it's creating all this smoke and clouds, and it's distorting our vision because our own dreams are not being taken out of there, plucked from the sky, so we can really see what's going on, so we can see reality. And since it's frozen, when we get close enough to see ourselves, we have to make sure that it's all balanced, because we want it to be a smooth transition. So we have to make sure we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. You know, we have to realize that once you really do realize who you are, once we realize who we are, we want that water. We want those dreams to be fluid and breathing and moving. You want that smooth transition. I mean, I'm sure it's no coincidence that, shattered dreams, that's kind of a coined phrase. And also, I don't know if you've seen the movie Labyrinth. Is it Labyrinth? Yeah, Labyrinth. And like David Bowie's in it, and there's this one scene in there where they're dancing at a masquerade party, and it gets kind of weird because it's like something happens where something shatters like around them, and it's like pieces of glass, and they're like falling, and the reflections are falling, and it looks sort of catastrophic. And then you see like a time clock in the background as if time is shattered. And that was the vision that I got in my head when they said the moon hitting the backdrop, and it all comes crashing down. So, I'm not. That's just a way of explaining it. So as you realize more about yourself, try to apply it in your everyday life. And don't get overwhelmed, I mean, things are gonna be kind of overwhelming maybe at first, because I definitely feel overwhelmed sometimes. But they said when you feel overwhelmed, take yourself away from whatever it is you're doing and go do something you love, even for 5 minutes. You'll find that sometimes if you just relax, you end up getting more answers if you just stop thinking. Okay, well, that's all I have for now. I have more information, so I'll be making another video soon. Okay, thank you.